Why do you go to porn? That's a question that I want to ask you and really think. Why do you go to porn? Because for me, I've noticed most of the time when I go to porn, it's not because I'm horny. It's not because I'm actually craving the porn. No, most of the time, it's because I'm trying to numb myself. I'm trying to run away from some type of feeling. For example, boredom. Another one could be stress. Another one could be, let's say, anger. I feel insecure. I feel something, and then the porn, it gives me that dopamine so that I could feel good again. And that's the case for most people. That's the case for most people go to porn for that reason. That's the reason why they go to the drugs. That's the reason why they have a junk food addiction. It's the reason for most of the vices in this modern day. Most people want to run away from that uncomfortable feeling, because the world, it's a tough place to live in. The world will destroy you if you can't handle it. So a lot of people go to these things. They go to alcohol, they go to weed, they go to porn. And for me, it's been porn, and also weed. I'm gonna say I've had my fair share of, highs with weed, and it really works. I can see why people get addicted to it. People say, oh yeah, you can't get addicted to weed, but that's just cap. You can get addicted to weed, and I was, but the thing for me, which has been the center of this channel, where it's been porn. Porn has been the thing that I've been like shackled to. I've been addicted to that since I was 13. I was really young, and since then it's been my coping mechanism for everything. I'd get a bad grade on a test, I'd go home, beat my shit, bro, and then after that I'd do it again, then again, then after that, I'm already on day 0, bro, so might as well do it again. And then the next day I just fucking, you get what I'm saying, bro? And it's effed up, so this video is mainly for people, who aren't really aware about their, like, why they go to porn. If you're addicted to porn right now, ask yourself that. And maybe you already know. Maybe you're watching this video and you can relate to everything I'm saying. You already know. But if you don't know and you're watching this video, really think about it. Think about it. Why do you go to porn? As I said, you're trying to mask some feeling. You're trying to mask something that you're trying to run away from. So really think about that. Journal about it. Really think about the times when you go to porn, because most of the time it could be at night when you're just scrolling on your bed on TikTok, looking at some fucking big booty Latina or some shit, bro. Whatever your type is, bro. Or you just, you're liking all these photos of these girls, so then your algorithm just keeps giving you more and more of these girls. So then, yeah, you get what I'm saying. And anyone who's been in that position knows that that's literally how it goes, because this world, especially social media, it's so goonerified. Everyone is trying to profit off of male lust. It's true. That's the reason why these OF girls are making so much money. That's the reason why, basically, that's the reason why everything is so, sexualized nowadays, because they know that men just can't control that. And it's true. I haven't been able to control it for so long. I haven't done some effed up shit. I'm not a pedophile. I haven't I haven't done any effed up sexual shit. I'm not, none of that. But I have been ruled by lust. I've let it lead my life. I've let it destroy my relationships. And I'm just telling you, it's tough. And this just goes back to the porn addiction. Why do you go to it? Because I was watching this one video. It was by the Healthy Gamer GG. If you know him, he talks mainly about addictions and midlife crisis and stuff for young adults. And he was talking about how porn at a certain point doesn't even become, it's not even about sex anymore. It's not even because you're horny. And it's true. Think about it. If you're really down bad in this addiction, you don't even go to porn anymore to jerk off. It's mainly just to get that dopamine hit. And I found that's the case for me, because when you first started watching porn, you'd get horny. You'd legit just get horny, and then you'd go watch, because it's like that natural sexual primal urge. But over time, the more you watch it more and more, the more you get addicted, you start to notice that you're not getting hard anymore. For me, that's what I noticed. I wasn't getting hard. Legit, I just go watch porn, and as I'm watching porn, that's when I'm getting hard. And that's actually so bad. That's how I knew that this shit is really bad, because I was only getting hard when I started watching it. I wasn't just getting horny, you know. And it fucked me up. It like I was having sex with girls, and it wouldn't go up, and it was just sad. Like it was sad. And then after, they'd ask me if I don't like them, and it's just, yeah, when I was like, it was fucked up, you know, when I was in my down bad days, when I was still ruled by this thing. And the thing is like, yeah, it's just, thinking back on those moments, it's just, I get filled with a lot of shame. But not only that, I just realize, like, the more I talk about this, I'm starting to really realize how fucked up porn really is. You know, you think that it's just some kind of thing, you know, that you do, you know, you're just jerking off to girls because it's just normal. But I'm telling you, it will affect your life. It will affect your relationships, because what it does, I'm telling you, and I've been through this, I can speak from experience. You know, I used to hear this from YouTubers and be like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, bro. Once I get into a relationship, I can just turn it off like that. But no, I'm telling you, once you get into a relationship, you will start judging your partner subconsciously, you know, because you'll be watching all these videos. You watch all these videos of these girls that you are attracted to, you know, hundreds of girls on P-Hub, Cornhub, and you can't help but to compare this girl, the girl that loves you, a girl that is all about you, to these girls on P-Hub, you know. And this is like going off, this is just like a side right now. This is even really about the video, but I just want to talk about how detrimental porn really is, you know. So why do you go to porn? You know, that's the big question. Why do you go to porn? Because I'm telling you, if you don't understand this question, you won't be able to get rid of this porn addiction, and you'll allow it to destroy your life. You know, I'm telling you, porn, a lot of people don't really see the consequences of it right now. You know, a lot of people are still egotistical. They're still in their head. They're still thinking that, oh, it's just some kind of hobby. It's fine. Like, I'm not that far gone. But I'm telling you, the more you put this aside, the more you stop trying to recover. You know, you just say, it's not that big of a deal. I'm telling you, it will catch up to you. It will hurt you in the long run. I'm telling you, it's happened to me. You know, I think I was like 18 years old or 17 years old when I found out about NoFap, and even now, it's been 5 years. It's been, oh no, not even, it's been 7 years, and I'm still trying to recover, because I was so far gone, so addicted, and I would just neglect it, making it seem like it wasn't that big of a deal when it really was, and it just got worse. So I urge you, if you're watching this video, really understand, why do you go to porn? Why do you go to porn? What is your, like, what are you trying to numb? Because once you understand that, you can start replacing that feeling with other things in your life. You know, I'm telling you, it's gonna happen. Once you understand why you go to porn, like, for example, for me, it's boredom. I could start doing other activities. You know, I go to the gym, I'm learning how to play the guitar, and it's helping me. It's helping me like replace that urge. It's helping me replace that habit subconsciously. But I also go to porn for stress. I also go to porn when I'm insecure. So when you understand that, you can start to really understand the deep meaning behind porn, behind why you go to porn, behind your porn usage. Because as I said, you probably don't even go to porn anymore because you actually are horny. No, you don't. You probably don't even get horny. You just go watch porn because you just got a lot of time on your hands. It's convenient, and you're just scrolling on Instagram, seeing that one big booty girl, bro. And then after that, you just, there we go. Then you get that fucking flicker in your chest, and then after that, now, oh yeah. And after you're doing it, and then after you're looking at the ceiling, just regretting, praying to God that you didn't do it, and then after you just go ahead and do it again because you're on day 0, then you do it again and again and again. And I'm telling you, bro, it's, dude, I know, I've been through this. I've done this, bro. I know how down bad this addiction does, like what it does to people, bro, because I've been there for so long. That's where I've been for majority of my life, and it hurts. It genuinely hurts, because if you're cured from this, I'm telling you, your life will change. I've gone 60 days without it. You know, last year, I've even have, like, I documented it on this channel. I went 60 days without it, and I'm telling you, it's different. When you're off of it, you feel so much more capable, you feel so much more in control, you feel so much more disciplined. But I will say there's a difference between being free of porn and still being, what is it? I don't know how to say it. I don't know, bro. I don't know how to say it. But you could be not watching porn but still be addicted to lust, if you get what I'm trying to say. Basically, at that time I was addicted to porn. I wasn't addicted to porn, but then I still had a wandering eye. I still go to the gym, see these big booty girls, bro, and like I was doing my absolute best not to look, but it was just so hard because I was so addicted to lust. And I'm telling you, you need to do both at the same time. When you're trying to get rid of your porn addiction, you need to get rid of lust. You know, because there's so many guys who don't jerk off, but they're still going out there, they're on Tinder having sex with these girls, you know, these girls that don't give a fuck about them, you know. So what I urge you is to really understand why you go to porn, but also get rid of lust, because I'm telling you, lust will destroy you. It will. I'm telling you, you'll get rid of your porn addiction, but you'll still be looking at other girls while you're in a relationship. How do you think that's going to make your partner feel? Would you like it if your girl was looking at other guys? Would you like it if your girl was jerking off to guys that looked nothing like you? They had like this muscular ass, like lean ass physique, big as fuck, something that you aren't. I'm telling you, it's fucked. It's fucked. But anyways, if you watched up until this point, just remember everything. If you can remember one thing I said, why do you go to porn? Why do you go to porn? And get rid of lust. But anyways, if you enjoyed the video, please feel free to like, subscribe, and comment. Peace.